Welcome back to my English Learning YouTube channel. My dear subscribers and viewers, today I will discuss a new topic of English grammar, that is voice. That is voice. Everybody knows what a voice is. In English grammar, there are two kinds of voice. Okay, there are two kinds of voice. One is active voice. Okay, here I am writing. There are two kinds. There are two kinds of voice. Number one, active voice. Active voice. Number two, passive voice. So everybody knows this, that voice is of two kinds. One is active voice and another is passive voice. Number one active, number two passive. So what is a sentence of an active voice? So when we say something by taking the subject as, or by enforcing subject, or by giving emphasis on subject, okay, when we write a sentence by giving emphasis on the subject, then it is called an active voice. And when the voice is being emphasized or voice is emphasized in a sentence, object is emphasized. When an object is emphasized in a sentence, then the voice is called a passive voice. The sentence is of a passive voice sentence. Okay. So in this way, we find two voice. One is active, another is passive. Here I am writing an example. You can see here. Okay, very simple example I am writing. We eat rice. So this is a very simple sentence in English where there are only three words. Okay, one, we eat rice. So who eat rice? Who eats rice? Here and it answers we eat rice. So here the subject is we, and emphasis is given on the subject we. That is why it is a sentence of active voice. So if we want to transform or change it into passive voice, what should we do? We must give emphasis on the object of this sentence. Now what is an object? What is an object? This is a question. So we must know that an object is a part of the sentence upon which the action of the verb is done. Okay, I hope you have already understood it, or you are not getting difficulty to understand what I am telling you. Then when the action of the verb, on which part of the sentence the action of the verb is done, that part or that word is called an object. So here the eating of rice, or the action of eating has been done on the word rice. That is why rice is called an object. Or we may find out an object in a sentence by questioning the verb with the word, question word, what and whom. Okay, I hope you are getting my point. What I am telling you, we have already learned ask question, and there are so many question words, WH question words, with which we ask question. But among them, only two question words, that is what and whom. Okay. So if we want to find out an object of a sentence, then we have to ask the verb a question by using what or whom. What is applicable or what is appropriate, we have to choose it. Then we have to use one of these two words, question word, and if after questioning with the help of these two words or either of these words we get an answer, then it is the object of the verb. So actually why is it necessary to find out an object? So we may answer it that it is very necessary to find out an answer, to find out an object in a sentence, Because if we want to make a sentence a passive one, or if we want to change the voice from active to passive, then the object of the verb, the object of the sentence must be made subject. Okay, the object must be made subject. So if there is no object of a sentence, then it can never be changed into passive form. An objectless sentence cannot be transformed or changed into passive one. So remember this rule. So that is why we have to know or find out the object of the verb, and if there is an object of the verb, that means if the verb is a transitive one, that means the verb that has an object is called a transitive verb, and the verb that has no object is called an intransitive verb. So only transitive verb is changed into passive form. Okay, and an intransitive verb is or cannot be changed into passive form. That is why object must be placed at the very beginning of the sentence. That means it must be placed at the place of the subject. That is why here, what do we eat? If we question by using this word what, then definitely the answer is rice. What do we eat? Okay, definitely answer is rice. So it is the object. That is why it is subject. This one is verb. This one is object. And to change the sentence from active to passive, we have to make the object a subject of the sentence. Okay, so rice will come. What do we eat? We eat rice. So rice is the object, and we have to see the tense of the verb. We have to see the tense of the verb. Here we see the verb eat, and it is the root form of the verb, and it is in present tense. That is why in present tense a verb will come with the object or the new subject. The new subject here is rice. Okay, so and a verb will come, and as it is in present tense, the verb must be chosen from am, is, are. Okay, we know that there are 5 verbs, but as the verb is in present tense, so the present tense verb is 3 only, am, is, are. Okay, and was will come in past tense. That is why we have to choose the verb from the present tense one. Okay, one verb from the present tense, either am, is, or are. Okay, here rice will take is with it. Okay, if the subject is I, it will take am, and if the subject is any plural one, then it will take are. But here the subject is rice. It is the third person singular number, also an uncountable noun. That is why is has come here. Again, we have to use the past participle form of the main verb. This is the most important characteristic of passive voice. We must always remember, we can never change a sentence into passive one without using the past participle form of the main verb. Past participle form of the main verb is the most important characteristic of passive voice. So here we have to use the past participle form of eat. The verb is eat here. So eat and eaten. It will be eaten. Then we have to write this subject as an object. So if we use it as an object, so the object form of we is us. But before that, I have kept a little space here. That means I have to write something here. So before making or writing the subject as an object, we have to place or write by before that new object. Okay, if this subject has become here a new object, that is why we have to use, and it is also a great characteristic of passive voice that we have to use by preposition before the object. Okay, now we try. This is a sentence of active voice. where rice is eaten by us. This is a sentence of passive voice. Here the emphasis is given on the subject we. Now here the emphasis has been given on the object rice. That is why this is an active voice and this is a passive voice. So I hope you have already understood the rules of passive voice. Okay, but if we write the rules, it will be easier for us to understand. So I hope you will get it easily understood. You will get it easily understood if we write the rules of active voice and passive voice. So number one, rules from changing, from rules for changing, rules for changing active voice to passive voice, to passive voice. So number one, we have to know the only transitive verb, that means the verb that has an object, is changed into passive one. This we must always remember. An intransitive verb can never be changed into passive voice. Okay, so object of the given sentence, the sentence which has been given for changing from active to passive, we have to use the object as the subject in the passive voice sentence. Okay, object number one, object of the given object in the given sentence, should be made subject, okay, that means we have to place the object at the very beginning of the sentence to make it passive. Number two, after that serially we are writing according to the tense of the given sentence and the number and person of the new subject, that means the object which has been written as subject. Okay, object in the given sentence should be made subject according to this new subject. Okay, according to this new subject, subject's number and person of the new subject, an appropriate verb is used. An appropriate verb. We know verb am is a was here, and if the sentence has a have verb, then we have to use have as have. Okay, a verb must be used. Okay, or should be used. Of the new subject, an appropriate verb should be used. Number three, after the verb, what should we do? It is the most important characteristic of passive voice that I have just mentioned before you, that the main verb must be written in its past participle form. Okay, the main verb of the sentence or of the given sentence must be written in its third form, in its past participle form. Okay, past participle form or its third form. That means we have to use verb 3. Present, past, and past participle. That means we have to use the verb 3 form of the verb. Okay. And finally, number 4, the subject of the given sentence must be made an object, and before the new object we have to use by preposition in most cases. Okay, sometimes by may not come, some other preposition will come, that we will know step by step. If we continue the chapter by chance, we will know everything. Okay, then the subject of the given sentence, the subject of the given sentence should be made an object, and before this object, we have to write by preposition. Okay, by preposition is very important for changing a voice from active to passive. So here we have got 4 rules, main rules, and if we know these four rules, this will be enough to know active and passive voice. Sometimes we may use, or we use, to add with in place of by, according to the nature of the verb. Okay, again, if the verb has 2 objects, then one object will be direct one, another will be indirect object. So in that case, one object will come to be used as subject and other object will remain as an object, and such type of object is called a retained object in English grammar. So these are the rules of changing from active to passive voice, and we'll learn all the active and passive voice step by step in our videos. Okay, now I hope you have already understood the rules. For that I mentioned 1 or 2 examples only, because this will be our introductory class for the chapter voice. Okay, now I am writing 1 or 2 sentences here. You can see that I learn English every day. I learn English every day. So this is a very simple sentence where there is an object and the object is English. How we find out an object? Just before I told you that we must ask a question to the verb. What I learned? Answer is English. So it is the object of the verb learn. So English, the object must be used here as a subject, and here the verb is learn and it is in present tense. So in present tense, verb will come, is will come, the verb here is. Okay, then we have to use the past participle form of the verb. So it will be learnt, or learnt. We may use LEARNED also. So English is learnt. Then we have to write a preposition, and that is already fixed by. Okay, then we have to use the object form of the subject, and the object form of subject I is me, and here is every day. This will be the extension we have to write this part also to complete the sentence. So it is the sentence of passive voice. Okay. Again, I write another example. Another example as an introductory class to the voice sense. Okay, to the voice sense. Here I am writing the boy. The boy wrote a letter yesterday. A letter yesterday. So this is a sentence of past tense. Here the verb is wrote, and this is a sentence of past indefinite tense. And object here is a letter. What did the boy write? Answer is definitely a letter. So a letter. Then the verb is wrote. That is why the verb here will be was or will. As the subject is a third person singular number, was will come. And we must always use the past participle form of the verb, that will be write, wrote, written. Okay. A letter was written by the boy yesterday. Okay. So I hope this is my introductory class of the chapter voice, and I hope you have already understood what I have already told you. So this will be enough for today, and I will be uploading some more videos regarding this topic voice. Okay, that is why I thank you again for watching my videos.